Any monsters? I'll close my eyes. You tell me if you see any monsters. Oh no.
And can you trust that you won't blow away in the wind?
Well, things have changed up a bit, haven't they? Look at this lovely woodland. There was just a questionnaire box back there, asking questions. They wanted you to fill it out. But it all said, what did you enjoy, what did you enjoy? It really wasn't asking for suggestions. And if I had suggestions, I'd say, put a few more things, not questionnaire boxes, but some sheltered areas, some picnicking areas, some places to sit, some access to water. It is gorgeous.
It's lovely.
Absolutely gorgeous. But when you've got a box up there that's got covered over, all nicely done to ask questions, and also an electronic counting box to see how many have come through, which we went round. because why? It is gorgeous, but put some things in for hikers, you know, put something in nice that sort of says we want you here, not just a path. Dare I say it, one picnic table in nice. 200 miles. One shelter to get out of the rain in 200 miles. I don't think these people fully understand. They don't live in the same world as the rest of us. It's government, you know. And don't criticise me, because I've walked in Germany and other parts of Europe as well, where they love hikers, and there'll be all sorts of activities and things to do along the route, and always places to stop, and always places to refill your water. It's beautiful. You've got some lovely walking treks, but if you want my advice, I would say, you know, stop wasting your money on white papers and government cars, and put some of it back into the people's pockets. You know, put some facilities out here as well. We're crying out loud. Now, we have seen a couple of little make-do benches where people have obviously camped. So there are some facilities, but they're really just a plank of wood nailed to a couple of rocks. Again, I was pleased to see them, to be honest, but also no tables, and really just a plank of wood on a couple of rocks. So I still stand by what I say, there's just not the facilities out here, but it is beautiful. Look at that. Be prepared for midges if you're here and there's no wind. If there is wind, be prepared for wind. Either way, you're going to get caught by one or the other. This is the most beautiful woodland. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a little bit damp today, so there's a lovely smell of damp wood. And there's lots of mushrooms. Well, earlier this morning there were a lot of mushrooms on the pathways. Red ones and poisonous ones, probably. And regular mushrooms. But look, it's really beautiful. It's a little steep at times. You've got to watch your footing. This is our first close-up view of Loch Ness. Would you believe? Since we've been walking nearly a day and a half or 2 days, this is the first time that we've actually been able to see and stand on the banks of Loch Ness. It's still a fair way down, but at least we can see it at last. It's beautiful. Yeah. Any monsters? I'll close my eyes. You tell me if you see any monsters. Oh no. back out. While this truck can come and step in a lot further. We're back out on the main road. Oh, Loch Ness. Oh, sugar.
What's over?
What are the chances? Was that about 4 articulated lorries that went past at once? My lord. A lad just said to us, walk the highlands up in the mountains, not the road. But we've just had enough of hill climbing, so we're actually chosen to do a little bit of road. So it's our fault. But yeah, we're very near Invermoritzen, and we just want to get there today because we've had nothing but rain all morning. We're late getting off because the tent was soaked. Rain, rain, rain. And to be honest, well, it's a path of sort, Michelle, yeah.
Happy to be on this bit.
To be honest, it's a risk that rarely we want to take, but today we're going to, just so we can get to a resting spot and just get out in the sun and dry ourselves. Because under the trees there, it rained a great deal, but also nothing was drying out. Now this is a nasty little blind corner here, so I might have to just step out a little bit. Michelle, follow me.
I'm right with you.
And then we get back up onto the bank. So we have another sort of triage of lorries or trucks coming along. I don't want to be actually on the road. I think in this instance, the young man was right. Maybe this is a particularly nasty stretch of road. Welcome to our walk in Scotland. Every now and again when I can see that there's nothing coming and there's a little bit of a verge, we can get a speed up. But yeah, I thought you would be able to walk alongside this loch. I have no idea why. Maybe the romance in my mind of all those sort of stories of being on the banks of Loch Lomond, the banks of Loch Ness. This is the bank of Loch Ness. This is what you get if you're expecting to sort of rest your weary legs on the banks of Loch Ness. Expect to rest on tarmac. I think the monsters of Loch Ness now have 4 black wheels, if you ask me, which you're not doing. But anyway, if you were to ask me, possibly a stupid call today, who knows, but we're finding this grass verge not too bad. Down here it's wide enough that we can walk on it, and even on this slightly blind corner we can get back off the road fairly easily. The traffic seems to come in fits and starts, like there's maybe traffic lights up ahead, because it comes in big groups, so we get an idea when there's a big batch of traffic coming, and then it stops for a little while. Holy Moses! Fighter jet just went over. Oh, made us jump. A fighter jet just flew. There goes another one, look. There'll be tiny specks. Is there another one? Another one. Having a little play, I think. 3 of them flying over. Was it 3 or 4?
There's a helicopter.
And above us, what looks like a sea king. helicopter. My lord, there's a lot going on. It's gone pretty horrible. This because we want to miss a few mountains. Oh, well. We're being very apprehensive and, or we're feeling very apprehensive and being very cautious. I do not want to become a statistic on these roads, and so far, really, barring something really crazy, we've been pretty safe. We have to walk with our back to the traffic, which is not good, but on the right side there's big areas where there's rocks and you can't even step off the road if something was coming, so we're making this call. Why would there not be what? Whoa! Why would there not be a footpath around the most famous lock in the world? This is just another example to me of the laziness of our governments. And also, I've got to admit, we made this call.
I made this call.
Oh, I wasn't doing that to point at Michelle. We wanted to do this rather than quiet. Let's get a little bit of footwork done. We wanted to do this rather than climb another mountain. This is the problem. You're trying to fight with weather, electricity to power your devices to see what the roads are like. Without our devices, you know, even with maps, you cannot tell that a road is going to be banked by something like this. So what do? It's long distance walking, it's endurance walking. It is what it is. This is where we really are taking a big risk. Oh Lord, it might as well be a bloody motorway. What's wrong with this road? There's nowhere to stand. So it was only a mile or two, I think, outside of this town where we had a very dramatic happening. It was actually, I've documented some of it. We were walking along a road that turned out to be absolutely treacherous, worse than the A9. There were no places where we could get even off the hard shoulder, and it got worse and worse and worse, and we were stuck, almost sort of funneled ourselves into a position where it was I'll be honest, it was life or death. You were walking around corners where there was nowhere to get off the road, and there were big trucks coming. Hopefully I've filmed a bit of it and you'll be able to see, but really the worst of it you didn't, because suddenly the rain came, and I'm talking torrential downpour of rain that absolutely soaked us. The first truck that went by me hit a pond of water and completely covered us. Now I did notice a police car go past, and obviously the person who was driving the police car turned out to be Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Saw us, and she turned around and came back and she said, "Can I help at all?" And I just absolutely, I said, "Please, yes, we've got ourselves in a tricky situation and we'd love your help." So she said, "Well, I'll drop you at the next town." But she said, "I'll drop you at the next town because it's just too dangerous. I can't leave you on the road." So beautiful Sarah, police officer from here in, I forget the name of the town. I'll put it up. I haven't got used to it yet. She dropped us just as you come into the town at the supermarket where we've been able to stock up. And we are so happy that after about 25 minutes or so, the rain clouds lifted. I mean, they lifted, sort of, and we're able to stop. Yeah, so they're the lock gates. I'll get to see them a bit later on.
They've recently been kind of renovated and replaced.
Right.
It's a nice Cobb's Cafe, that's nice.
All right.
The walk-in is really good for food as well, as is the Bothy, local butchers. And these gates just go all the way up to there. The Legion, that's one of the, you know, where you need the membership kind of purchase.
Oh yeah, like an RSL.
Yeah,
like
go and
we
make
have
a
in
donation and
Australia.
have a
Yeah.
drink. So, yeah.
Can I just say, this is Sarah who picked us up off the road. This beautiful lady from
Hi there, how you
Ayrshire
doing?
who saved us from near death on a very busy road in heavy rain.
Yes,
And,
far too dangerous. Though.
Yeah, it was a silly move, but you know, anyway, we're safe, and we're going to get to the shops and stock up on some bits and pieces. Thank you very much, Sarah.
No problem, my pleasure.
Thank you. So that's the lovely police officer Sarah from Ayrshire. What a wonderful lady, and what a lifesaver. Absolutely beautiful. So we've made it here to Fort Augusta. This is a lovely lady. You can probably see her just over at the Caledonian Centre. She was so impressed that we're walking John O'Groats to Land's End. She wanted to lend me her battery charger to charge my phone, which is sweet. Now look at this beautiful lock. So this is the Caledonian Canal. This is what I hoped we'd be walking along the whole of the Great Glen Way. But the upper half of the Glenway itself is not on the Caledonian Canal. But I think from here down it might be a bit more cruisy. Pardon the pun. And look at these lovely lock gates. I love riverboat life. Michelle and I have done a few riverboat trips. Beautiful. Now I'm guessing that people use an electronic gate opening device, because the old wheels for opening the gates, these here, you would have put a post in here and pushed it round in order to open that gate, but they seem to be cordoned off, so I'm guessing they're using an electronic device. Amazing. Just spotted two girls, I think, that are doing the Great Glenway. So that's the girls we met on the walk from Suffolk, and yeah, they're actually giving up. They said they're going to stop doing the walk because the weather's too horrible. which is a shame. We haven't got that choice. We haven't got that luck. I fully understand how they feel, because the last 3 days have been absolutely horrendous. Shell over there, sunning herself like we're in Costa Rica or somewhere exotic. We are somewhere exotic. It's just it's not really sunning yourself weather. You can tell by the hat. And yeah, it's gone from absolute disaster to yeah, we're happy again. So change of plans. Good day. We were thinking of stopping in this town. But like a lot of things, there's not, like the visitor centre is half closed. They've only got a couple of sort of little desks open. So all the area where you could sit and charge your phones and have a, you know, a nice warm indoor sitting, it's all gone. So Michelle and I have decided we're just going to hit the road. We'll take it as it comes. By 10 minutes we'll be gone now, I think, because that's just dry. It's drying out quick now. We're half packed.
So when were you supposed to head back to Australia?
We've been stuck out since February. We were 5 months stuck in Istanbul in Turkey, and then they opened those borders up and they closed Australia down. Oh, not Australia, but Melbourne, where we live. Yeah, so we just thought we'd come over and do this. Yeah, it's all right.
We're living in just now, isn't it?
It's very odd, isn't it? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are on the Caledonian Canal between Loch Ness and Loch Oihi, or I'm not sure. What's the next loch called? Yes, between the next loch. Beautiful morning. Look at that. We're just trying to get this. There's been so little dryness today, and we're trying to get the tent packed up in between sort of fairly heavy showers. But there's a bit of blue sky behind us now, just up here, and if we're lucky it'll stay blue for 10 or 15 minutes, because there's a lot of grey coming in as well from this side. Okay, let us see. The poncho, that poncho there was absolutely wringing wet, so that's dried out almost, and the surface of the tent itself is starting to dry. We don't need it fully dry, we just need it not wringing wet, and then we can pack it away in the bag. It's going to be going up again in a few hours, so you know, in several hours, so we're all good.
Put things away that you can't see. Like my phone call.
You're looking very good. We're looking very good, aren't we? We're not looking ridiculous at all. We don't feel at all ridiculous. Last night we put fern, a little square of fern down on the floor, just to act as a little bit of insulation, and also to flatten out the surface. It worked very well. Yeah, and there's fern all over the place here in Scotland. Certainly where we are anyway, probably everywhere. So we're going to probably give that one a go. I also thought in the night, Michelle,
yeah,
while the rain comes down again,
while we wait,
that I could have laid some fern. You know the little gap between the bottom of the tent?
Oh yeah.
Could have laid fern almost,
yeah,
you know, there to stop the wind from coming under the tent, which would have been kind of cool. So we might try that one as well, if I'm mindful enough.
But it was a bit wet, wasn't it?
It was horrible. It was like this last night. Like this. It's been like this ever since we set off from John O'Groats, pretty much. We were just met with some ladies that walked past who were from Reading, funny enough.
So they're having a heat wave down south, so they came north.
Beautiful. All the a knapsack on my back. I like to go a-wandering in the rain and wind. back out. Back out on the road. Oh, I'm not happy. This is just too hard work. This is for food. We need food more than I need to be dry. So